Okay, now we're going to talk about some layout issues that we're having here. Um, obviously, we have some layout problems and some CMS, um, architecture, I guess, page template, issues to deal with. But I think some of the problems can be avoided if we just link up the right style sheets, like I've said, the right markup and the right class names. So for everything. So let's go through that real quick and just show you what I mean by that. By syncing up and making sure things are the same. So um, first off, let's link up the correct style sheets. So what I can do here is we go into the head of the document. I'll just edit this here. I'll add in our style sheets. Okay. So that will get that going. A reset there. We'll also add our modifier and enhancement classes, or font classes, I should say. Oops. And all right, so that's good there. Look at our fonts are starting to show. So then, I understand we have a pre-built here nav bar, but is there any way that we can get this nested somehow and just make it look like this, even if we can't use the same markup? The reason being, it should be in the right area alongside our logo, right? So we need to have our logo present, but we also need it's a better way to handle this. So let's see here. There's one thing I want to do is I want to get rid of all of this. So this main CSS file, let's go to sources here. Let's just modify this a little bit here. So we got this going on. Okay, so what is this? Volunteer.gov. Interesting. Okay, so what is this? I'm not sure what this is. So looks like some Bootstrap stuff here. An old Bootstrap looks like possibly. So let's do this. Say we delete that, right? So that kind of resets things a little bit for us. Look at that. That's getting better already. Now I know this nav bar, for whatever reason, it's there. So let's try to do this though. If we can move this, let's say, let's copy it. Let's delete it for now. And let's do this. Let's make sure we're working with the right code here. So we have a couple of different things. So here's our header. If we look at our header here, in the theme, we have some different classes here going on, right? And we have a site wrapper, which is this, which we should call it that. So let's call it site wrapper. Let's get rid of this ID. We don't need it. That looks good. And then header here, let's let's call this, let's get rid of that. Okay. So I'd like to get rid of all this stuff. I messed it up, didn't it? Anyways, let's go to, what is this? Heading. I'm not sure what this is. Site title, page title. So here's our logo. There's another logo. In my heading here, all we have is the nav, right? And inside here, Actually, probably switch this up. But it's part of the navigation. So I don't know. So let's just work with what we got. So we got the header. Okay, so let's link up the styles still. Fix top. I'm not sure what the heading is. Let's delete it. So here's the nav, right? So open this nav up. Nav bar inner. Let's figure out where our button is. So we got our button right here. Nav icon. It's just right in our container, which is here. So let's edit as HTML. Let's see what happens. No, that's crazy. So let's see. I don't know. I gotta dig in and see, but it'd be nice to get that in there somehow. There's a navbar inner. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure because this probably happens at the CMS level anyway. But let's go down and let's fix our banner here. So let's assume we have our navigation and everything fixed there. That would be great. Let's get into this masthead area, right? We got some crazy stuff going on here, all these break tags. I'm not sure why we got that going on. All we need is our HTML plus our, our heading and our lead here. So let's edit this guy. Get rid of all that stuff, these spaces that we don't need. We don't need these font tags, right? That's a little, I think, depreciated, but let's get rid of all that. Let's get rid of all your inline styles. We don't want that. And in fact, I'm going to turn all that inline styling off, possibly. Okay, so here we go. So now we have a button, still pretty big. I'm pretty sure that's because of this guy, right? So all this CSS is busting it. It's curious. Let's look at that. Delete one of those. Okay, let's delete another one. Let's delete that one. And let's delete that one. Just for heck of it. Huh. It's almost there. Almost there. What's going on with the button? Why is it not white? Because our links, I'm pretty sure, are being set somewhere. See? We don't want that. So, I don't know. So, anyway, it's getting close, right? And that's just by setting the right class names, attaching the right CSS. On most of it here, looks like we got some stuff breaking, but look at our banner is pretty dang close. These are almost there. Something's going on here. Some inline styles, and if I did this, let's see if I disable my inline styles. Does that help at all? No. So, some more stuff to be done, right? All this. all this style sheet is doing is just fighting and conflicting with our style sheet, right? So we really got to strip that stuff out. So basically, that's what we need to do to kind of get our components looking the same, right? So we go through the mockups or the theme files like we do here. We should also try to accommodate the theme as much as possible so that we don't run into issues like this, right? And you can see what the inline styling can do, as well as this base set that we're going with, this .aui file. We probably don't need that. So anyway, the next video we'll talk about kind of responsive design principles and some of the stuff we're doing in the script and CSS to kind of optimize that experience.